Hey there, welcome to another S4 League modding tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to add custom costume pieces, new items, all of that. So, as per usual, let's go ahead and start with opening our resource tool. Netsphere Explorer, I've got mine open right here. Just going to go ahead and open up my local client. So, when adding costume pieces, this is generally a lot more straightforward than a lot of the other tutorials. One thing we're going to want to do right away is go into our resources folder. Then we'll want to go to our mod. For this example, we've got an accessory. Going to want to extract, go in here, and as you can see, we've got the usual resources that have been covered in the other videos, but just in case you haven't seen those, we've got image costume, which is the icon, and then model character accessory has the actual texture and the model. So we're going to go ahead and move these over. We'll start with image first, so we're going to navigate to the same location in here. Resources, image, costume, and we're going to bring this over. Now another thing we're going to do is go over to model, character, accessory, do the same here. And we're just going to drag that in over here. Alright, now to actually add it to the game, we need to modify the XMLs and add it to the database. So we're going to leave the resources folder, we're going to go to XML, and we're going to look for item info right here. Additionally, we also need to modify the item name, so we need to go to language, and then we need to go to XML, and item info string table. So let's start with item info first. We're going to go ahead and open this notepad. So we want to search for whatever we are trying to add. So say we're adding hair, we would search for the keyword hair. If it's pants, it would be pants. If it's, feet, shoes, etc., it would be searching foot. In our case, we're adding an accessory, so we're just going to search ACC. And this is actually, well, it's not quite, the numbers are a little all over the place in this section, but we're just going to go ahead and take this, copy this entry, and we're going to increment it. And we are going to check real quick. Well, first let's modify the item ID. So the item ID would actually be 1060089. We are just going to search this and make sure nothing else in the game is using this ID. Nothing else is. Cool. So then we can have this as 89. We are going to call this ServeBotMask since that's what we are installing for the demo. And now we just want to change things like the icon or the SCN, so let's go ahead and do that. So first, the icon, ACC_ServeBotMask, we're going to copy that file name, and we're going to replace this here with that. Now we need the model file. We're also going to just remove the comment key. You can replace this, but we don't have a comment to add, so. And we are going to swap out the SCN name. Alright, go ahead and save the changes. Now we're going to want to move into item info, string table. Let's use the supersonic crown as a jumping off point, so let's search crown. That works too. Search crown again. Alright, we'll just keep it simple and search crown. Go back up here. Alright. So now we're just going to grab one of these, copy this, add a new line, and we want to change the name key to the one that we just sent in the item info. So we're going to go back to item info. N10600089, that's our name key. Copy that. Paste that in here, and now we're just going to change the name for everything. So it's just going to be servbot. And we're going to just replace that everywhere here. Whoops. It's actually servbot mask. And there we go. And then we'll go ahead and save that. And now we're just going to get those files transferred into the client. So first, item info string table, replaced inside of language XML. Then we're going to go to the XML folder, replace item info. Now these two also have to be replaced server side, so we're going to do that now. Go to our server folder, data, XML. We'll replace item info, and we will replace item info string table inside of the language XML folder, just like the client. We're also going to want to go ahead and restart the server. Alright, now we move on to the database. We're going to enter game. We're going to want to go to shop items. Scroll to the bottom. We're going to need the item ID. The full item ID is here. That will include things like the category, subcategory, item number. That all pans out to make this. Our name key has the full item ID that the database wants, so we're just going to head and copy this. Alright, Now we're going to add the entry for it. There's the item ID. Required gender is 0, since it can be worn by both. No required license. So this only has one color, so this is actually going to be 0. 0 only means 1 here, 1 means 2. We do not have any alt colors for this one in particular. As you can see here, there's only one icon. If you see multiple colors, you will want to raise this number, and 0 is equivalent to 1. So 1 means there's 2 colors, 2 means there's 3 colors, and so on and so forth. But for our purposes right now, we're just going to leave that there. Unique colors is always 0. This is not related to the optional colors you can select when buying an item. This is something else, so we're not going to use that. Required level is 0. Level limit is 0. Required mesh level is 0. One-time use, and we are going to set it to be destroyable. Alright, that's entered there. Now we're going to go ahead and add the additional info in shop item infos. So we're going to scroll to the bottom, increment by 1, 10, 45. We're going to paste our item ID. This is going to be in the premium section. We want to generally put things into the premium tab so that when you select them, you have the option of buying different colors. If you set it to 1, it'll place it in the pen tab, and the pen tab does not allow you to buy items with colors. Item effect is 1 because there's no item effects on it, so we don't want anything special on there. Discount percentage is 0, and is enabled 1 so that we can get it in the store. Alright, with that added now, the last thing to do is to just go to the shop version and increment this by 1. So we're going to set this to 3. That will refresh the shop so that the client will automatically pull the new shop data. Alright, let's go ahead and load the game. Alright, we're going to go ahead and sign in. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go to the shop. And here we go. Item is added and accessible. And that concludes the adding costume items and such tutorial.